I've just spent the last week being part of the leadership team that has been looking. How many people have ever heard about Manchester Conference here? Just raise up your hand. None of you. That shocked me. Manchester Conference, 1945. Men and women. At that time, only 3 countries were liberated in the intercontinent. It was Liberia, Ethiopia, and Haiti. They said, they were a small group like us. There was Kwame Nkrumah, KK Kaunda, and Jomo Kenyatta. And they said, listen, it is our historical mission to liberate Africa from colonialists. And they came out of that conference with the sense of purpose, and they made a pledge that as individuals, they're going to go out there and liberate the continent from colonialism. First one was Kwame Nkrumah and all of them, Patrice Lumumba and all those guys. But they focused on one thing, political liberation. And they missed completely the economic emancipation. Now, as Fanon would say, every generation has got its mission. It's either you fulfill that mission or you betray it. They fulfilled their mission. They gave us economic, political, and decolonialize our continent politically. And we got a sense in that conference, and it was online, that each one of us now have got a historical mission of economic liberation of Africa and people of African descent all over the world. You hear me? I want to repeat this. Africa and people of African descent all over the world. All over the world. In the hierarchy of humankind, people of African descent are in the lowest rank. And we, each one of us, need to make a commitment and a pledge in the area of your influence that you will change that trajectory. In your lifetime, maybe not in your lifetime, but you lay the right foundation. And that's a pledge I want us to make. That the hydrogen economy is going to be led by people of African descent and women in particular. Are you agreeing with me on that? Now come here. I don't know how the camera is going to work. I want everyone who's presented, panelists, and everyone, and the leadership, and you, Priscilla, you stand in front of you. Right, you lead them. I want us to say this pledge. I want the camera to catch it, so that next time, and I've drafted it there, so that you see yourself having made that pledge. Hey, Kwesi, Zonke, the leadership. Tabo, you were there together. Again. You stand here, and I'm going to say, you say this after me. It's a pledge. Take out your mask, because I want the camera to catch you. It's a pledge. It's a historical moment. People 100 years from now will say there were men and women who stood and made the pledge. Just like in 1945 in Manchester. We celebrate. You go and Google Manchester 1945. And you see the Kwame Nkrumah, you see KK Kaunda. Eh? And there were a few women. There was a big issue there that there were women in that conference, but their names were not mentioned. So there's a narrative that needs to be changed. Okay? All right. I'm going to say at the end, you say, help me, God. So it's very important. So be ready there. We, say after me, we gathered on the 30th October, 2021. Say it loud, man. Say it as if you believe it. At ULP House. Pledge ourselves that we will do everything in our power to ensure that women lead the hydrogen economy in South Africa, in Africa, all over the world, And it will empower people of African descent globally. So help me God. Thank you very much, love.